Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the Everton Daily Live. It is Wednesday, the 19th of June. Two Euro games at 2 and 5, and another one at 8. But we're here to talk about Everton. Are things improving?
Are we feeling more optimistic?
Well, are you feeling more optimistic about Everton Football Club?
I think just off the back of, we're starting to be linked with a few players, and obviously the ownership situation, then I think there feels like there is cause to be
Optimistic.
happy, bit happier than what we were led to believe was going to happen this summer. I mean, of course, it is very early on, and still in June, and the takeover has not been confirmed by any means. But there does feel like, I think there was a podcast yesterday that Paddy Boylan did and with David Ornstein, and these podcasts and stuff generally can lead to a lot of doom and gloom. Everton must sell, Branthwaite's going, Dom, Onana, and yet the feeling seems to be a little bit more optimistic in terms of Everton don't feel like the PSR is that big, and they're looking to move players out through the natural process of what players they don't need, and things like that. So to me, I do feel like there's the undercurrent has changed slightly, and maybe, I'm not saying you don't want to obviously tempt fate in anything, but maybe people are starting to feel a little bit better, and maybe there is an understanding that Onana probably Andre will go, and that will sort it all out. Maybe, I don't know, but I think things just may have just turned round a little bit. Just might be starting to get away from the old iceberg that's in the water.
Did you like? Check your phone. Did you like the thing from Andre Onana?
I didn't actually.
Hey man,
I didn't actually watch it, and I tell you why. I find stuff I get secondary embarrassment, and I find stuff like that very cringy.
He was just, I think the fellow was just thinking, and he basically just said, "My name isn't Andre," but it was the second time.
Did he say, "My name is"?
He said it in an American accent.
I know, he's weird accent, isn't he?
Did you see?
Watching YouTube,
did you
Mathew?
see Kylian Mbappe's interview last week in English? It was incredible.
Yeah.
In full English, but it was in an American accent.
See, Messi said he actually
can speak English.
No issue with English at all. He just doesn't want to speak it in case he embarrasses himself. I know, yeah, but there's also a South Korean fellow who's doing the Star Wars program that's on at the moment, and he doesn't speak any English, and he just did it all. He learned it through, so it can be done.
Fair play. But I think it was the second time it happened to Onana yesterday. It was in another press conference. They called him Andre, and he was just like, "You're messing." Yeah. Basically, like I play for Belgium. You should have just said, "My heads fell off here, lads," in an American accent. Yeah. My head fell off, guys. My name is Amadou. Didn't speak like that either. I think in general things are, and obviously John B went through a shareholders meeting last night at the football club, and put it this way, I think he was quite pleased with what he'd found out, without going into, he didn't break any confidences with me when he come back in. To be fair, he just gave me a couple of little pointers, but with John, sometimes he comes back from them things and the steam coming out of his ears. But he come back in and we had a little chat about it, and yeah, he confirmed a few things that are reasons to be optimistic, and it is the case, isn't it? We thought, when we were sat here before we both had a little break, we were 777 thing. I know it was coming to the end, but it was the uncertainty, wasn't it, of what else was there. And we were getting these stories, like you just said, Branthwaite's got to go, and he's got to go, and everyone's going, and Pickford's going, and then, and there won't be any players left, and Ned might be the manager. We were terrified. Yeah. But now, it does seem to be a little bit of an optimistic outlook. It's
narrative driven, isn't it? Because I listen, the matter face thing, know about that, but I listen to the rest of football end of season thing the other week, And they were talking about Everton, and he said, what a brilliant season. They thought Sean Dyche had. And how well he'd done. And then it turned to next summer, and they were like, the old mechanic. You know, the intake of air sort of thing. And they were like, it's going to be very, very difficult. And that's all narrative, isn't it? It's all narrative of what people hear. And people in national media, in some elements of national media, putting a spin on it. You know, we know little Stefan loves to peddle certain narratives.
Loves it.
You know, over there, that's what keeps him in a job. Mathews before him. These people who've been peddling these narratives for a very, very long time creates this scenario that you do play in. It's the old doom and gloom thing. It's like, if you keep telling people, if you switch on the news or you switch on anything and you keep telling somebody a message, you know, or in a newspaper, it's been what's been happening for 30, 40 years in this country about certain elements of our media, hasn't it? If you keep telling people that certain things are happening in the world or at a football club or whatever, people start to believe it, because how could it be a lie if it's continually being told? You know, we're in the middle of a you know, a political situation at the moment, and if you listen to some of the lies that have been peddled and been repeated, even though they've been, you know, those lies have been found to be lies, but people keep on spinning them, and it's that's what's been going on with Everton. And I think for the first time recently, I think maybe the noise is starting to dampen down, and obviously with when 777 fell apart, and there was like the idea of, oh well, nothing's going to happen here. But then all these different people at once came in and were like, yeah, we want to buy the club. And obviously John Textor coming in straight away, and you were away at the time, and I remember me and Ned chatting and Jack, and it was like, it's not necessarily that he's buying the club, it's what he's saying about the club, how it'd be amazing to own this football club, and him thinking that he's not going to get hold of this club because someone else will buy it. So there just seemed to be a little bit more optimism about the situation. And obviously yesterday we were linked. Well, it was more than a link, wasn't it, really? It does seem like we're in for this lad of Villa for, you know, 10 million quid. And the fact that we're trying to maybe bring a couple in, you know, we've been linked with Greaves again, haven't we, from Hull. Obviously Ipswich have been linked to them, and it's the same, they're competing with Everton. Those links are good as well, because that brings positivity as well. People start looking and going, oh, we are buying, we are trying to do it, and not just looking for free transfers. You know, and loans. We actually might buy some players, and that positivity is really important. I mean, you know, there hasn't been much of it recently, but in terms of that optimism going into the new season and encouraging people to think this is worth it. Last season at Goodison Park, it's not going to be that slog. Actually, things are going to be a little bit better this year. It's great that if it started early and it is real, then that's massive, isn't it?
Yeah, it is absolutely massive, and it's about being able to keep it or make it feel like the club is actually moving forward. We've been going backwards for a while, but when your persona around the club, or your sort of what you're giving out to everybody else, the vibes coming out that club is you're swimming upstream and everything's negative, and the walls are caving in, and even though that isn't necessarily the case, everyone piles in. You become a free kick for everybody. You know, you're the story, so it's easy wins, and that's what's happened. And everyone's waded in on Everton, and you know, they deserve some of it. Don't get me wrong. They invited some of it by their actions over the last few years. The club has been in a mess, but hopefully we are sort of moving in to calmer waters now. That's what you'd like to think anyway. And you know, like you said, the takeover's not done by any means at the moment. There seems to be an agreement. We seem to just be waiting for confirmation that there's an exclusivity period while the Premier League check it off. According to reports, if it is the freaking group, and that's who it looks like, by all accounts, it can be done within 4 weeks. That's the outlook, which means that if that is the case, then they have produced everything, and all those stipulations that the Premier League gave to 777 at one time will ring true with whoever else is taking over it. But if they can tick those boxes immediately, then it means the process is a lot quicker. And if that is the case, if it is 4 to 6 weeks, which is what kind of a figure that's been bandied about, if everybody at the I said this yesterday, I think if everybody at the football club sort of knows which way the decision's going to be because all the evidence is there, then things can start taking place, things can start moving forward. It means Everton can action things that maybe Kevin Thelwell's been told that are on hold, which is why maybe you're seeing a little bit more movements. You know, we've been linked today with Bove, haven't we? Or Bove from Eduardo Bove from Roma.
Yeah.
Now that might be an easy link because the owner of Roma is about to become the owner of Everton. He's a lad who played 45 times last season for Roma, scoring 1 goal, midfield player. Sounds perfect for Everton. He's had 92 career games, scored 4 goals. So someone else who doesn't score a goal. So he therefore sounds great for Everton. But we are seeing that. Obviously, we know Eric Bueni, is it Boonham? Eric Boonham, the English lad from Villa, under 20 England player from Villa. That looks like it's actually going to happen. We know why that's happening from a Villa perspective, and Everton have identified him. So if you've got a couple, you just mentioned Graves again from Hull. Yeah. We seen their owner the other day saying he wants him to stay, but if we'll let him go if he says he wants to leave, then that almost becomes something you've mentioned a few times, which is get some ducks in a row then. Yeah. Imagine if Everton, I'm not saying this would happen, but imagine if Everton confirmed that they were signing those 3 players and were selling Amadou Onana. Then all of a sudden you'd go, hey, look, that's actually some planning there. Like there's some players coming in and someone's going out. You know, and imagine again, this is probably a big imagine, but imagine if Everton had all of those 3 players in on day 1 of pre-season training. That'd represent a huge sea change for us. To actually have players turning up on pre-season who have just signed, rather than waiting 3 weeks into pre-season, or and then they've got to hit the ground running. And so all of that will be optimistic. We're seeing an unbelievable stadium looking more finished by the day. And therefore there is reason to be optimistic.
But that drives the positivity, doesn't it? That's the stadium is what drives the positivity, because it is a clear
players for me.
I think that's where, but I think the stadium is what is the light at the end of the tunnel. Though it's the thing that's
it is.
It's the thing that's has been driving.
It's the thing that's gonna change us.
Well, exactly as I'm saying, it drives the ability to change as a football club in our own way.
Yeah.
Of course, you need the ownership, of course, but you need to be led right. But the stadium does, and I think as well, as that gets closer to being finished, and it becomes a reality rather than proposed stadium, or that as it gets
I
know, but as it gets closer as well, and then people stop going, oh, it's going to this much money and that much money and that much money needs, it's Perry Grove saying £200 million need to spend on it. You know what I mean? It's great. It's just crazy, absolutely crazy. But it is nice. It is nice, and of course we're in a little period of obviously because of the Euros is on, where we're not talking about domestic football. Then they're not talking about it on TV as much, which is positive in a way. That's positive for Everton as well, where you're not talking about everything that's going on, because the inches are being filled with, a footy tournament going out in Europe that obviously England and Scotland are massively part of. So that helps just keep everything just quietly ticking over. And hopefully if the takeover happens, and let's hope it gets confirmed sooner rather than later. Just again, so we've got more time. Got more time for those people to get in and get it sorted and get it ticked off and everything else. Then we can, as you said, we can start being a lot more positive about the situation. And that's not even of course, that's not even going, oh yeah, we'll go for Europe. I mean, that's just let's just hopefully enjoy our last season at Goodison Park before obviously moving.
What do you think? What's your gut feeling about Branthwaite?
I really don't know. I mean, that's the other thing, isn't it? The other thing is, this arbitrary deadline is a week on Sunday. And yet there's no real... When it happened last time and it was Richie, there was a real head of steam about him leaving, wasn't there? There was a real sort of... It felt like we knew we were signing, we were going to squeeze every pound out of him we could get. Even though he didn't want to. But there was a general feeling that it was going to happen by a date. Whereas with this one, I just think that date has muddied the waters, because Manchester United are being pathetic. Let's get it right. They're being pathetic. The things that are coming out of Man United via the media, telling Everton to be realistic about the price or to walk away. Well, then walk away then.
Off you go then,
Walk away then, lads.
Off you go.
There aren't that many top-class centre-halves about with his credentials. And if you want him, you're going to have to pay top dollar. And if you don't, then see you later. And as we both said yesterday, I wouldn't go near Manchester United. I would not go near Manchester United if I was him, because he is stuck then. He has got nowhere else to go. And if it doesn't work out in the next couple of years, he is stuck there. Whereas maybe if he stays a year more at Everton, you've got the likes of Manchester City, you'll have the likes of Real Madrid possibly looking at him, because Real Madrid want him, because we all know he's that good. So I don't know. It felt a few weeks ago. It felt like Everton were in narratives. Everton were in such a space that they'd have to sell him, and we'd be at our weakest. But as it goes along, are we? I mean, that's literally what we're talking about. Are we at our weakest? Everton seem to have a price for him. They've been very bullish. They're getting it out there. They've put it out quite a lot that they want around 17 million for him, which would mean 15 million going to Carlisle. Let's not forget as well. So Everton have got to make sure they get every last penny for this lad. And if Man United don't like it, then it's tough. Move on. Go somewhere else. Go after someone else. There's enough players in the world, isn't there, to go after? Yeah. So, well, there's one playing for Crystal Palace who is starting for England. Go and get him. Well, he's on their list, apparently. Yeah. So I don't know whether Palace would be. But that's the problem, isn't it? Bullish as Everton, I don't know. Because we have been perceived as a soft touch. That's why it is important to change the narrative and stick your chest out. And whereas everyone was saying, you'll have to sell. Oh, you'll have to sell, fire sell. No. Again, I think everyone's got their part to play in this, about this narrative, about what people say. We did a show a couple of weeks ago and there was a comment saying Everton needs saving. It's like, well, we don't. We don't need saving. We are a big enough club that we don't need saving. What we need is someone to come in and grab hold of us and be an adult. But if we start throwing certain words around just now, it's counterproductive. Paul's never going to live that down, is he? I didn't say Paul. I've said outed him. No, but it's fine, because I get it. It can look scary. It does look scary at times, and but I think it's important that we're all responsible right now with how we look at things, and it's important we challenge people on certain things that get said. If people are saying stupid things, they should be challenged on it. They really should. All this the sensationalism around Everton, some of it's been deserved, but when it gets to a point where it's ridiculous and stupid and is clearly just to get people to listen to something or buy something, then it needs challenging. And I think we've got a responsibility ourselves as a fan base to sort of police ourselves, keep that in check about the situation. Everton have just got to be clever this summer. They have to be clever, do things in the right way, keep a steady ship. It's not been easy for Kevin Felwell. It's not been easy for Sean Dyche, of course. They've done a job of keeping everything nice and level without going overboard, but without being also getting dragged into some of the things that have been said. It's different sometimes when you're a fan, obviously, because you get dragged into the emotional side of things. Of course you do. But yeah, I think next couple of weeks could be really interesting for Everton, and hopefully, we're looking at the end of July and things are starting to look really, really better for us.
Be nice to have, those pre-season games with a few new faces in the squad, wouldn't it? And giving people a little bit of excitement of watching new players again. All right, they mightn't be the most exciting players that you've ever seen, or they mightn't be names to get you on the edge of your seat, but if they're good young players, then it's good, isn't it? And if you see, I think there's a couple of things that they need to address. Is obviously whether or not they're never going to publicly come out and say, but keeping Branthwaite, I think, is the key. I think selling Onana, because he's going to go. I don't see how he stays. Do you know what I mean? As in, not it's impossible for him to stay, because it isn't. But I think he wants to move now, and I just think Everton are probably looking and thinking, well, if we sell him, we can reinvest and whatever. So I think he's likely to go. But the big thing is Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah.
Isn't it? David Ornstein, as it broke the news today, that clubs are circling, if you want to call it breaking the news. I think we all know. I don't think that's new news, is it? That clubs will be asking, because Everton would be asking if there's a centre forward who Everton liked and had the money to get. You'd be asking, wouldn't you? Is he available? What's he looking for? What the club wants? That's normal.
Yeah.
But we do need a decision for Dominic Calvert-Lewin, one way or the other. If he wants to move on, fair play. He's been here a while. If he wants to try something new, go and do it. Go and do it. But if you want to stay, get the contract signed. If you want to move, Everton, in my opinion, and Everton might have done this, and we're never going to know unless it's out there, but Everton should really give him a deadline, and then say, like, we're actively selling you. Then if you haven't agreed a new deal by the end of June, say we are actively putting you up for sale and making it be known we're selling you, and get rid.
Yeah.
But that's Dominic Calvert-Lewin, for all we know, he's just got engaged, hasn't he, and all that. For all we know, he's about to sign a new contract at Everton when he gets back from his holiday or whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
we don't know, do we? But
at the end of the day, he's on holiday, and you've just said he's got engaged. Congratulations to him.
Yeah.
And he might just be thinking, like, this is my time off, and then when I come back, I'll sort it out. Yeah. And the football club mightn't have imposed a deadline on that, because they might be looking at the situation going, we
might have verbally agreed.
Yeah, we're quite happy with what's going on at the moment.
I just think that's an area.
No, that has to be sorted. It has to be sorted basically by the end of July, doesn't it?
Well, I was talking to Chloe from the Redmen, funnily enough, yesterday, about Mo Salah, because he's in the same boat. Mo Salah's got a year left, and Liverpool fans are, what's he doing? Is he going to stay or whatever? And I was saying the same to her, is that he's an asset for Liverpool.
Yeah.
And Liverpool really should impose a deadline on him and say, you either sign a new deal or we look to sell you. Because they can still get a big value.
I think he's slightly different, though.
No, but I just meant when players are getting into that last 12 months.
And also the money that would come in for him. They've got a different decision with him now. There's a decision of what his worth is to them for that year and what he does for their brand. And,
not walking out for nothing, though.
No, but some people have done that in the past, though, haven't he? Wenger done that with Robin Van Persie.
I don't think he'd do it anymore. Well, no, they sold Van Persie for 20, didn't he? But they let him just go.
That's what I'm saying. But and then they made decisions on, like, the likes of Vieira and stuff like that, where they've looked at it and said, what's it worth for a year? What are they worth to me for a year? I just think
nowadays with the PSL...
No, I agree. I'm just saying this, like, it's a slightly...
So that's why for us as well, I think, if we need goals, no matter... Sean Dyche has done a good job. Did a good job at the end of the season. He really did. He was up against it. There was all sorts going on after that Chelsea game where he may well have lost his job. He might have lost. He would have lost his job had Everton had owners. Let's be honest, for the 4-month run, and he turned it around brilliantly at the end of the season. Deserves credit. Done really well, and it's can we build on that now? But he doesn't score goals. His teams don't score goals. I still think his average over his whole managerial career is less than 1 goal a game, which is shocking. Right? Everton can't guarantee we're going to be as good again defensively next season. So we have to think, right, well, we have to be better offensively then.
Yeah.
So, and if we are as good defensively and we're better offensively, then we're in business, aren't we? Because we're going to be well up that league table.
I think.
So we need to get goals into this side. What we can't do, my point is, what we can't do is let uncertainty continue with our leading goal scorer from last season when we're already.
Well, maybe Everton have made a decision that nothing will be done till a new owner comes in, and again that makes it tricky. But also that's also a little bit of common sense, because if a new owner comes in and you've just made 2 or 3 decisions that affect your football club, that person might go, "What did you do that for?" And that's where timing is.
But Everton have offered him a new contract.
No, they have, and the word is that he was waiting on the ownership situation, because he wants to know. You know, let's not forget Lukaku famously left it because he was basically just got pissed off.
Yeah,
he got by Everton not bringing in players that was suitable for what he thought was to make a decent team. And people might argue this, you know. People might say, well, what's he doing that, or how? But this is players' careers, and they aren't very long.
No,
and they've got to squeeze everything out of them, and they want to be in a good team. They want to be in a good team, don't they? They see players going to tournaments. They see players, you know, international tournaments or domestic tournaments. They want to be part of that. You know, and that's a big part, isn't it, of football, and that's the interesting thing. Are Everton holding on? Are they holding on for a hero right now and saying, no, we won't make any big decisions till these happen? And that's, and the whole Man United Branthwaite thing, it's, you know, you pay the money, you might get the player. But I think Everton have put it out there. And again, this is what Mathew was saying to me, where you can't always trust that. And we know. But Everton would look very, very stupid now if they were to sell Jared Branthwaite for less than 70 million.
Yeah, absolutely.
They'd look they'd look weak. Yeah. They'd look absolutely weak. But the thing is, though, as it's going along, Manchester United look weak in my eyes. Manchester United look weak to me. They talk about £35 million bids. And people can come out and go, "Oh, it's great that Manchester United are showing how to negotiate." That's not how you negotiate. That's not how you negotiate. No. You don't negotiate by starting miles below, because you've got nowhere to go.
That's it. This smacks of when Moyes went there. And he come back for Baines and Fellaini, and it was a ridiculous derisory bid. I think Alan Myers either put the tweet out or someone put the tweet out. What Alan Myers put out at the time about, like, it's being rejected wholeheartedly and blah blah blah. And it is that, and it does make them look like they're scratching around. What Manchester United needed to do, if he is their number one target, they should have been bold and come in and gone, what do you want, 70 million, like, there you go. And everyone would have gone, these mean business. Also, they just look
if Everton's PSR,
like something we do.
If Everton's PSR is low, then why would we sell our prize asset for less than he's worth?
Yeah,
why would you do it? This lad, if he was going to Chelsea, he'd be signing a 10-year deal, wouldn't he?
Yeah, let's be honest.
This lad is a prize asset. He could, he would sort us out, massively help Carlisle, and it's ridiculous. And this thing of be realistic about your valuation. What's realistic? Like you said yesterday, if we come knock on the door and we said, no, that Jadon Sancho, who does not play for you and you don't like him, is 15 million quid. What would they say? They'd laugh at us. Yeah, but he doesn't play, and you don't want him.
You don't want him, yeah.
So actually, his value to you is nothing, really, isn't it?
Yeah,
he's nothing. He's on a massive contract. Surely you don't want him on that massive contract. So really, his value to you is nothing. Whereas Branthwaite's value to us is everything. He's young.
They wouldn't give us Kobe Minor, would they? Who they love now.
No, but the Kobe Minor is slightly different because.
But he's young.
They like him, but I'm talking about value.
No, I know, but I'm saying we love Branthwaite.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is we couldn't go to Man United and go, well, we want one of your players who you value.
Also, this idea of like, take it or leave it, then we'll leave it, lads. We'll leave it.
Yeah.
Who do you think you are? Go back to dealing with hand gels and cyclists. We're not asked.
Why is someone, a United fan, can't be there?
No, I'm just saying, this idea of take it or leave it, then we'll leave it, lads.
Yeah.
We will. That's what I'm saying. But that's what we're talking about, changing that narrative from people thinking, oh, you'll go bust. You won't finish that stadium. We'll leave it then. We'll leave it. Because you know what we've got in terms of bargaining power? Is we've got at least 3 other players we could sell this summer. At least 3 Realistically, we've got 3 others. We've got Onana, who's the most likely to go anyway. Dom, because of his contract. And you know what? If Jordan Pickford continues to have a good Euros, people will be looking at him. There's already been talk of a one being knocked on the head for Pickford, I believe. Can't say any more than that. But
surprise me.
Yeah.
Well.
Somewhere very sunny. So,
Coventry,
very, very sunny. Philadelphia it was actually.
Always sunny, I was going to say.
Philadelphia.
Penny.
Yeah.
A Philadelphia Union.
They wanted to be the kicker.
Oh, okay. But, why not? He's just got good accuracy with his kicking, so why not?
So, this idea of take it or leave it, then we'll leave it, lads. We're all right.
Yeah.
We'll leave it.
See ya.
We'll leave it. I'm not being funny. Man United are us on steads.
That's all they are, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? With the
Is there anyone convinced they're going to be any better?
I've heard Old Trafford's getting armbands this summer.
Maybe it is. Who knows? Yeah. Who knows? But yeah, definitely. Ned's just got it. The joke's just arrived.
Because Ned.
Zach Jacobs says Branthwaite will stay with us for one more season and go to City. Yeah, quite easily. Papa Stingray says all sales should be at our discretion. I'm sure he hasn't quite grasped that one. Everton Abbey says let's sell Godfrey and Keane first. With Reece Welsh. We've got Reece Welsh. Palace have said no less than 65 million for Gay. There you go. The Irish Evertonian says if Newcastle went in for Dominic Calvert-Lewin, would you accept 20 to 25 million plus Callum Wilson? Callum Wilson, let's be honest, if he's fit, gets 8 to 10 Premier League goals a season. He's not amazing, but he knows where the net is and he scores those goals that maybe Dom doesn't get all the time. Who knows? Who knows? The Blues says spot on, Baz. Dom is our main source of goals. We'll be one of the lowest scorers again. And that's it though, isn't it? The thing about it is we have to have a look at other players who've got records of scoring goals. You can't just go, well, he runs, he's big, he's 6'3", and he runs about, so he's perfect. You've got to go, as this player got a goal scoring record.
Yeah.
We need wingers who put the ball in the net. We need another striker, really, who scores. But in an ideal world, although I thought Yusuf Chimiti did really well at the end of the season again, and maybe he can step up. But in an ideal world, you'd move Chimiti out on loan for a season and let him just play regularly. You'd have another striker come in. Because we don't know what's happening with Beto, do we? There's some rumours Beto will go, but I think Beto can be better. But he'll only be better if Everton create chances for him, and Calvert-Lewin would be better if Everton created chances. And if Everton had a number 10 who had a goal in him, but also had creativity. Because I really like the Corey. This isn't get rid of the Corey, but we need a viable option for Decore. Because I said before, Abdoulaye Decore, a lot of his better games come from deeper anyway.
Yeah.
Really, because he gets in the game and he can get around the pitch. But you need little options. Everton are just one-dimensional. Knock it long to Dom and hope Decore
Still haven't
gets on.
won a Premier League game, though,
No,
without him.
yeah. No, but that's because you're taking a huge source of goals away, isn't it? We also haven't won a We also haven't won a Premier League home game in the opposition.
I have also got some really, really positive breaking news.
Oh, okay.
Really positive.
Go on then.
There's going to be a Five Guys driving on Edge Lane.
There you go.
That's
See, I like Five Guys till they started putting the calories up for each thing, and like basically a burger and chips is like 2,600 calories or something. It's like my daily, far more than I eat every day. So
why'd you have to ruin it with calories?
I know. Well, I didn't ruin it. Five Guys ruined it.
More calories, more flavour. That's what I say.
Okay.
Just go for eat some nuts. Just go for a run or something. Ironically, they do have seeds on Five Guys burgers, so you're getting your five there.
Listen,
maybe that's why it's called Five Guys.
You keep doing you, mate. You keep doing you. The unfittest 23-year-old I have ever known in my life. Even our guest this morning was laughing at Ned, like literally laughing at some of the things. Just when I was giving him some information about Ned's football and his injuries that he manages to pick up,
but
he was pissing himself.
Yeah.
When Ned, when I told him the story that Ned said he'd done his cruciates in, we come in with a knee brace on and played the next day. He was like, you'd be out for a year with the cruciate injury. Ned was like, oh, no, just there. Oh, yeah.
Can't blag professional football.
Ned said when he played at Widnes Stadium the other week, he was the man of the match, head and shoulders above anyone on the
pitch. He didn't. He didn't. I know he didn't say that.
And he got injured.
Because I played in that game.
That's what he said. He went, I was miles better.
Never said that.
He said, the other lad who's in here normally, I was miles better than him.
I told him I got injured.
That's what he said. So there you go.
He was on about rugby league pitches.
There you go.
Dance on the super chat says,
he does.
Thanks, Dance says, Five Guys is worth £1 per calorie. I mean, that's the other thing with Five Guys. If in a drive-through, how long are you going to be in a drive-through for Five Guys, by the way? They make it per order, so you'll be there about 3 weeks.
17 hours, yeah. Not having that. TL says, sorry, why does Ned not have the camera on as per group rules? And
we're going to start cracking down on this.
Yeah.
We're going to start cracking down on this.
It doesn't matter. You can work with it on.
Doesn't matter. People want to see your face. People want to see your Tony Stark beard.
Everyone was calling me handsome yesterday in the comments last night.
Why did you do a show to the blind school?
In the comments yesterday.
In what comments? On what show? I was in charge of the comments on the watch along, and
everyone was saying,
I've seen one person.
Who's everybody?
Everyone was saying,
who's everybody?
Danny, Emma. They were saying, oh yeah, he's dead.
Emma's watching right now. Emma, did you say he was handsome yesterday?
Everyone said I was dead good looking.
Well, should we have a vote?
No, what it is. If only there was a way to go on the chat and look, which is all still there. It wasn't said once.
The live chat though won't be
what
there.
Was really good.
Dead good looking.
It does. You go back on the live. Shows you.
Looks like
you just go along to the time, you see it. It was. I monitored the chat. It wasn't said.
Emma says no, they weren't.
You must eat a lot of handsome seeds. They were saying
handsome seeds.
It's all good. It's all good. He said he was looking. He likes looking at himself in the shower. The glass.
Yeah.
Because he looks very butch. Was what he said.
Butch.
Very butch.
That's not a word
and
you
poor
use to
TV,
associate.
and I've remembered this. Poor TV was playing EAFC, but listening to our commentary of the game, and said he was 4-0 up on FIFA Online, and he heard that Butch comment, and he couldn't get over it that he was pissing himself, and he ended up getting beat 9-4 because he couldn't see with the tears running down his face because Ned called himself Butch in the mirror.
Butch though.
I really want a treadmill.
Jacob, I'm not saying.
Sorry. Do you know outside is like a virtual treadmill?
I know, but I don't like running in public. I just get anxiety.
What do you think? It's not the fucking London Marathon. People aren't standing there watching you.
No, what if I fall over?
Why would you fall over? You're running.
Because
you learned it when you were 2.
Running around St Helens. Potholes everywhere. And My knees will be killing.
On the pavement, there's potholes on the pavement.
Pavements are shocking, St Helens. Have you been to St Helens? Pavements are awful.
Sorry.
I used to play jump on the cracks walking home from school.
Jumping home from work.
I'd be jumping from crack to crack.
I don't know what to say.
He would be jumping from crack to crack. If you would like to clip that and put it out on social media, you'll get no anything back off us.
Jumping from crack.
He likes to jump from crack to crack.
Jump on the crack.
He is in St Helens.
You can literally...
Right, the last couple. Mike Bailey. Yeah, I think they'll stick with Dice till they don't want to stick with him. Mark says, afternoon lads, I'm not used to this being live in the afternoon, but it's a nice bonus for me at the minute while I'm at the Euros. I didn't plan things this way, but I think I've ended up having the authentic Toffee TV German football experience. First, after enjoying a match at Fortuna Dusseldorf's ground, I had a nervy experience while using the German rail system. Not in the same way you boys did, but a 42-minute delay nearly made me miss the start of Turkey-Georgia yesterday. Thankfully, I made it to Dortmund on time and got an experience watching the game from the yellow wall. Sure, it was red instead of yellow, but the passion and the noise from the Turkish fans made it an unforgettable experience. One more match tomorrow. I'm in Gelsenkirchen for Spain, Italy. Then I'm back in the States on Friday. Next time I'll be back in the Atlantic, it'll probably be for my first trip to Everton's new stadium. It is right, Mark. Enjoy the rest of your German experience. It is tremendous over there. Rich Parry says, imagine starting a rumour that the Toffees are building a state-of-the-art stadium. Derek says, do you think Everton should try and cash in on Patterson as it's clear Dice doesn't fancy him? We need a right-back to start ahead of Coleman and Young. I think they'll go a little bit all in on Patterson this summer. I think they'll do it. I think they'll try to make him the number one. He's got to. He's isn't he? He's got to, hasn't he?
Yeah.
They've got to see if he isn't up to it, then they do need to sell him. But having him just lurking, which is what's happening, isn't doing him or anybody else any favours. Coleman and Young should just be backup players.
No, he's got to play, hasn't he? But he has to also do his part in that. He's got to do his part in it, hasn't he? He's got to start really.
Yeah,
you know.
Okay. Al says this is the Ned they want to take on the Seagulls. Even the Pigeons want a piece of him.
Emma says, "Don't be daft, Ped. You can't run in socks and sliders." Facts.
Yeah, facts.
I know you'd have to borrow someone else's trainers, wouldn't you, if you went for a run?
I've already borrowed enough people's trainees.
Sorry, of what?
If I had a treadmill, I wouldn't have to wear trainees. Just wear my socks and my pyjamas. Not to wash any clothes. That's a beauty of it.
You'd literally have broken ankles.
Well, I'll wear some.
You know, like the thing that's developed most.
These are running shoes.
They're absolutely not running shoes. They're absolutely not running shoes. They're not running shoes.
They look like running shoes.
You could put your black ones on.
They were in the running.
You just couldn't.
I've got real runs.
You got real runs.
Your real ones then.
I've got loads of stuff I could run in.
Okay. I don't really.
Most of it's cams.
Dave Coakley says everything I've read about the Freakin family is they're incredibly tight-lipped and they'll be quieter, less engaged than even Ken Knight Mashiri. It's not what I've heard. But also they'll employ PR people to do all that, won't they? But I don't know.
Nathan, you said you're coming over. I've seen that because you put it before. You said you've got tickets for the Merseyside derby. How have you got tickets for the Merseyside derby?
Guaranteed.
I'd just be interested to know how you've got tickets. And I'm not being like funny. I'm trying to look after you here. How have you got tickets? Have you got them through like, don't know, a branch of the Everton supporters club somewhere or something? Or
okay,
that's just like to know because I'm looking after them.
I know. Right, final one. Emma wants to know if
it's happened as well.
Did you bin them shorts after last night?
Me bollocks were hanging out. I'm going to keep them, Emma. Can't be walking around with them on. Unless I get me ma to sew him, but they'll just have a big stitch down the middle.
Get me ma. Why did you rip some shorts last night?
They'd split.
You know why that is?
Fasten him. No, they're really short fitting.
Do you know why that is?
They're really
You're
short.
a fat bitch.
No, they're really
Don't
short
say.
fitting.
You are a fat
They're
bitch.
really
Right?
tight.
No, it's not.
These aren't tight.
You're a fat bitch.
Right, listen. We're going to do the watch along now. The game, Croatia versus
Sports break, Sam, Nathan. No worries, mate.
Croatia, Albania is at 2. We're going over to More Than a Game channel now. Ned will just put the link there. It'll just transform you. And
Transform them?
Transform their afternoon into an incredible day. It'll transport you onto the More Than a Game channel. See you in a minute.
Incredible. Bye now.